Well, hello and welcome everybody to the New Health Conversation. My name is Peter Greenlaw. I started the New Health Conversation a number of years ago. For all the sensors out there, we always tell you we absolutely stay within community guidelines. Everything that we quote, everything that we use comes from medical proof that's in the public domain. Every person has access to it. We don't make up things. We don't make claims. We only stick to the medical facts. There's nothing that we talk about that's not proved and backed up, and number one, it's safe. So I just always like to tell the censors that so that they understand where we're coming from. Our goal is to educate. We have nothing for sale. There's nothing for sale on our websites. It's all public access, free information. So I just wanted you to know that. Hello, Narelle. Narelle, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. And then the real Chris Steele. Now, is that real or is that fake? Jeff dropped 70 pounds and 54 inches in 30 days. It is not fake. He absolutely did. No exercise. It wasn't a diet. It wasn't about counting calories. If you're really serious, if you really want to know how in the world can you finally lose weight and keep it off long term, this is the podcast for you. This is a live podcast. It's not recorded. It's not an infomercial. This is an educational medical podcast to teach you the breakthrough. It was developed over the course of 40 years, and there are 10 peer-reviewed human trial studies backing up exactly. Yeah, and you discover the jaw-dropping secret. That's a pretty good headline, I would say. So all of you coming on right now, Ann Mo, K-Mac, Terry, Fool, etc. I'd love everybody for you to comment on that. Look at Jeff. That's not fake. He literally lost 70 pounds and 54 inches in just 30 days. Now, although this is like a record holder in a sense for this protocol, it's really one of the most important things that you could ever do based on what we now know that we didn't know before. If you're really interested, stop for a moment. Are you interested in losing weight and keeping it off for the rest of your life? If you're on a diet now, counting calories, you will not be doing that any longer. Once you learn, our job is to teach you. Our job is to make you aware. We don't sell anything. As a matter of fact, what he did is based on food and a completely new way of consuming food. I'd love for any of you to put in the comment, do you think it's fake? Do you think we made it up? Do you think it's AI? Do you think it's photoshopped? Because it's not. It's absolutely real. So I'd love for anybody to put in the chat a comment. What do you think about that? 70 pounds, 54 inches in 30 days. And, oh, by the way, no exercise. They didn't let anybody exercise because they wanted to make sure that exercise didn't play a part in this. Look, this took 40 years of research, 100 studies, thousands of people for them to figure this out. There's no product. It's not a lotion, potion, pill, capsule, shot. No, nothing like that. It's based on food, but two completely new ways of consuming food that I'm going to teach you. I don't know if I'll teach you, but I'm going to certainly make you aware. Now, at any point, you can see right above his picture there in blue, it says the New Health Conversation. That's a free medical website any of you can go to if you're really interested in losing weight. If you're just interested in following these influencers on TikTok or on social media who give you all these platitudes, they don't have one shred of medical evidence, not one shred. And when we look around America, more people are like Jeff. We've got 80% of America overweight. We have 50% obese. We have 50% pre-diabetic. I mean, can you imagine how different his life is already? Actually, he went on to lose a lot more weight than that, but that was just in the first 30 days. I think he ended up losing, I'm going to say, in a couple months, he lost well over 100 pounds, well over 100 pounds. I want you to be shocked. I want you to look at that and go, oh no, it's fake. I do. I want you to tell me that you think it's not real, that we photoshopped it. So Aimno, K-Mac, Terry, Fool Jew, let's see, Pam Freeman twice. Hello, BJ Austin. So again, I'd love for anybody to comment. Is that real? Is it fake? We want to shock you. We want to wake you up and say, stop counting calories. That whole thing is over. It doesn't work long term. None of it's our opinion. I'm going to show you the medical proof that even Medicare now has done a major analysis saying diets are miserable failures. It's the title of their big study, Medicare's Search for Effective Obesity Treatments. Diets are not the answer. I mean, you can believe whatever you want to believe, and we're not arguing you're going to lose weight initially on any of these diets. But what about the yo-yo effect? You realize that 2/3 of you are going to weigh more than when you started? This could change the rest of your life. This podcast, not because of me, but because of this knowledge. I mean, we got lots of people coming on here now. We got Blaze, we got LLP, we have Tony, we have Harold Flynn, we have Tianki, Daniel, Crosby. Hi, Daniel. Hello, everybody. Listen, does this picture, nobody's willing to comment. Are you that, you can't believe it? What, I got something on my eye. Are you thinking that that's not real? You can think that. I mean, if you first look at it, it goes, that's impossible. That's not real. I'm telling you, he lost 70 pounds and 54 inches in 30 days. And he's not the only one. I'll show you some. Here's a young woman. She only had like 35 pounds to lose. She lost 21 pounds and 38 inches in 30 days with no exercise. For any of you women out there, how excited would you be if you could lose 20 pounds in a month with no exercise? Because now I'm showing you these people are in the medical studies that I'm sharing with you next. And then we'll take a look at Julie. Julie, 35 pounds in 37 days with no exercise. Look at the change in her body. Now you can think it's Photoshop, you can think it's AI, because all these other people that are out there on social media, they're giving you opinions. They don't have any medical facts. We have 10 peer-reviewed human trial studies, 10, not 1 or 2, 10. You have such an opportunity. Just open your minds. Be a little bit open to the fact. Don't just click off after 5 seconds. This deserves, your health deserves more than a 5-second answer. I'm going to explain to you exactly what they did in just a moment, but I want to show you just a couple more pictures. This is the daughter, lest you think it's just, well, wait till you see this. You'll think it, okay, is that the same woman? I'd love anybody to comment. Is that the same woman? Any of you? And let's get some more taps on the screen. We have 3 likes so far in 6 minutes. Come on, let's get some more taps. Let's get going. Look at her face, look at her arms, look at her body. I mean, we can't Photoshop all of these. Every one of these before and afters they're from the medical studies. She was not allowed to exercise. And look at her. She lost 60 pounds in 3 months. Please, somebody, I'd love for a comment. How? Okay, how? Debbie Dawson, how? Now we're getting to the bottom. That's what I was waiting for. You deserve to know how. I'm going to explain it to all of you right now, right? How? Everybody's going, how? Okay, all right, let's use Kristen as an example, okay? Now look, I'll go as fast as I can possibly talk that you can understand it. But don't think this is a 10-second answer, okay? That's not fair to you. You're used to these 10-second glib, like, oh, buy our recipes, you're going to lose 20 pounds in a month. Yeah, lose weight just by breathing or something. I mean, none of it works, okay? It's all this is real medical science, okay? It was developed by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. 40 years of 100 studies, thousands of people, they figured it out. It's going to shock you when you realize how simple this is. First of all, talk about there are no products. It's going to be food and two new ways of consuming food. So the researchers realized the reason that all your diets fail long term, whether you believe it or not, let me explain it to you. Here's Medicare search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. Our researchers looked at long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether these diets are effective treatments for obesity. The studies showed that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than they lost on any diet. In summary, there's little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. I got a lot more. I got Harvard Medical. I got tons of proof that diets don't work, but I don't want to waste your time. Let's get right into how they did it. So the researchers said, here's the major flaw. I'd love it if anybody could put the definition of a calorie. You're all counting calories in some form or another. It's the most ridiculous thing ever because the human body has no idea what a calorie is. When you're hungry, you're not hungry for calories. Here's how your body works. You have a minimum amount of nutrition that you need, period, to run all your organs, brain, kidney, liver, heart, etc. When you go on a diet, what are you really doing? You're reducing the quantity of food you're consuming. When you do that, guess what else you're reducing? Nutrition. Well, when that happens, your brain, once it figures out there's not enough fuel, it goes in panic mode, stops accessing the fuel stored in your fat cells, and turns to your muscles for fuel, and then begins to slow down your metabolism. That's why you lose weight initially in all those diets. And you know how it slows, then it trickles, and then all of a sudden you stopped. No matter what you do, you can't lose any more weight. So then you give up, you quit, you go off, you gain all the weight back, and then you look for a new diet. We know this is happening because we're getting bigger and bigger every year with more and more and more diets. None of them work long term until now. So the researchers said, wait a minute, the researchers, who are the top weight loss, nutrition, and physiologists in the world, they put together new food lists. They went and found foods with higher levels of nutrition, not higher levels of quantity. So 30% of what she got a grocery list, and 30% of the food she would have bought last month, she bought only, of the money she spent last month on food, only 30% this month came from the grocery store. And she got a list of proteins, fats, carbs, vegetables, fruits. But instead of giving calorie counts, they gave her serving sizes. Remember, the key here was the amount of nutrition. It wasn't how much food you ate or how many calories. That had nothing to do with it. But 30%, what about the other 70% of the food she needed to eat for a month? Well, the researchers who have no products to sell, they don't have a company, they're scientists. We don't sell you anything. But these other researchers that the researchers found had spent 20 years going around the world to places like Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition, but small quantities of food. So now they had what they were going to do. But now they had to create 2 new ways of consuming food. So 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. She started with these exotic foods around the world, nothing from the grocery store. Meal number 2 was lunch. All that food came from the grocery store list. Third meal, dinner, all that came from the grocery, and a 4th meal after dinner from these exotic foods. No, don't tell me you're going to skip a meal, then don't do it. These scientists proved that these 4 meals spread out over about a 12-hour period called protein pacing was the most efficient thing they'd ever done in 40 years of research. That's 5 days a week, 4 meals a day. Everybody got that? 2 days a week, they did something, listen to me carefully because you'll all hear it wrong. They did intermittent nutritional fasting, not water fasting, not time-restricted eating. On those days, absolutely no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods around the world. But this time, they had her eating 8 times a day. What? Yes. So she was having really small quantities from a quantity standpoint of view of food, but huge amounts of nutrition. Nobody was hungry. And in a month's time, they proved in a month, people's hunger went down 41% doing this. But also blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides all came down dramatically in 30 days. But here was the big one that we all suffer from. Inflammation, which is the underlying cause of every disease out there. For the first time in history, they tested inflammation. It came down 25% in 30 days. See, the main reason to do this is not to lose weight. That's the throw-in. Yeah, she lost, that's 5 pounds a week she lost. How many of you put it in the chat? To lose 20 pounds, how long would you give yourself? You all know that you're really excited about 1 pound a week, and you're torturing yourself because you're starving to death from a nutritional standpoint of view. Now, the key to this is not that you can get the weight off. The key to it is what's called maintenance. That's why the protocol, the researchers call it R2M, race to maintenance. The whole goal here is to get you to, look, I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. You're following these influences that are giving you a bunch of nonsense. Oh, they're showing you before and after, but there's no medical proof backing it up. Everything we're sharing with you is backed by 10 peer-reviewed human trial medical studies. Don't you have a few minutes to learn how you could change the rest of your life? Are you that busy? Your health is not that important to you? I don't know. I'm not making judgments. I know based on the analytics of how long people stay on. This is the solution. I mean, if you don't think it's bad, you think it's bad now, Johns Hopkins Medical School study predicts obesity, apocalypse. By 2030, 86% of Americans are going to be overweight or obese in 30 years. Does this make sense to everybody? No, meat, eggs, butter, no. Just eat meat, eggs. No. There's not one shred of evidence for that. Sorry, Dags. Don't give me that. They did that in 40 years of research, the top researchers in the world. None of that works. It's all nonsense. Debbie, it's not necessarily a meal plan. Look, it's so radically different. Miss Strawberry, hello. And Dags, I'm not trying to be, and look, Dags, here's what I'm trying to tell you. There's not one shred of evidence backing that up. Did you not just read from Medicare? They studied about every diet out there. Listen, Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. Our researchers looked at long-term studies of diets, calories in, calories out, to assess whether dieting is an effective treatment for obesity. The studies show that 2/3 of dieters regain more weight than they lost on any diet. In summary, there's little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. You're just kidding yourself. You're kidding yourself. It doesn't work. Do you get it? There's no way you could possibly think, if we're going to be at 86% overweight and obese in 4.5 years, that what you're talking about are any up to now. None of these things work. It's not my opinion. It's not my opinion. You have a right to know. Do that if you want. It's not going to work long term. Plus, the other thing none of you are even aware of, I'm sure, is this new medical syndrome called TDOS that we all suffer from. T for toxicity. D for food being nutritionally deficient, overweight, and stress. It's a registered trademark U.S. Patent Office. What it means is we're drinking, breathing, eating chemicals, even from the very meat, eggs, and butter you're talking about. You go look for yourselves. 5 weeks ago, they came out, they're now finding microplastics in our brain and in our coronary arteries. We're storing herbicides and pesticides and Scotchgard and Teflon in our bodies. That, what you're talking about there, Dags, has no impact. None, zero. In these studies, they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, proving that this was assisting our body in moving these toxins out of our body. The reason her stomach, look at day 1 to day 30, that's with no exercise. Why did that happen? Because the excess, see, here's the biggest lie you've ever been told. You can burn fat on a diet or working out. Total nonsense. You're born with a certain number of fat cells, you die with a certain number of fat cells, and those fat cells expand or contract. And what our body's doing in response to the chemicals, because the immune system can't deal with it, the body takes the chemical, stuffs it in the fat cell, and the fat cell expands. That's what you're looking at on day 1. On day 30, with no exercise, look at that. This is real, everybody. This is not fake. As a matter of fact, the reason that makes it and sets it apart from anything you've ever done are 10 peer-reviewed human trial studies. Dag, not that what you're, so eat, then eat whenever. No. So then eat whenever you want. No, that's not it. I'm sure you're going to say, no, that actually you're 1,000,000% wrong, Anderson. There's no book to buy. As a matter of fact, it really, see, it sounds too good to be true because you're used to people trying to convince you of stuff. We don't have to convince you of a damn thing. If you don't believe in medical science, then go do keto or paleo or Mediterranean. Follow all these people. You're trying to tell me, look, okay, anybody, you're trying to tell me any diet's ever done this? He lost 70 pounds and 54 inches in 30 days. Really? And right there above his picture in blue, the New Health Conversation. It's completely free to go there. I'm going to show you the website right now. So don't accuse me of selling books. There's not a thing on that website to buy. The only thing there is the medical proof. That's the website. You're looking at it right now. There are no buy buttons. Number 3, you see the medical research. You can go and see them. I understand you're trying to lump me in with everybody else. We're the only ones giving you real medical proof. You're listening to hype from everybody else. Hype. And look, if 86% of you are going to be overweight in less than 4.5 years, follow them then. Follow them. They must have a solution. This is crazy. It's nuts. It's insane what we're doing. And people are so dug into this concept of calories in, calories out. It's an abject failure. I mean, look at Julie, everybody. Look at this. 35 pounds in 37 days. Now you can think we photoshopped. You can think it's AI. You trying to tell me any of what any of you are talking about ever produced a result like that? Really? Okay, we should stop eating. Why would you say something ridiculous like that? Why are you being antagonistic? I'm trying to educate you for free. I mean, I don't even sell anything. I'm a scientist. We believe that the world needs to know this. You don't have to be on here then. If you don't like what I'm talking about, it's cool. It's a free country. I'm not here to argue with people. No, just fasting absolutely does not work. You don't understand, Ryan. Let me explain to you why that doesn't work. What's the solution? Day 30 of what? What do you mean day 30 of what? I'm not so. That is true, okay. I've lost 21 pounds and about 30 from fasting. How about them apples? Well, good for you. You lost about 40% of your lean muscle mass. You're going to gain back more weight than you lost. It's not my opinion. Do you understand how your body works? Do you understand? Your buddy doesn't care about calories. Your buddy doesn't know what a calorie is. Do whatever you want to do. That's great. Oh, you lost 21 pounds in 30 days. Well, isn't that great? Wait a minute. He lost 70 pounds in 30 days. Huh? You want to compare? And also look at even Kristen, 21 pounds in 30 days. That's by intermittent nutritional fasting, not fasting. No, for if you go more than 24 hours, you're losing lean muscle mass. I don't give a damn what you think. Unless you're a researcher, you wouldn't understand this. But what you did, good, great, I'm happy for you. But you did great damage to your body because once you slow down your metabolism, it doesn't come back when you start eating again. So let's keep going here, okay? Can you put website back up? Yes. I've lost lean muscle mass with a friggin', I've lost no lean muscle mass, whatever. Okay, you're done, Ryan. That's enough of nonsense, of just crap. That's the problem, everybody. People come on and they want to give you opinions and they don't have any medical facts at all because your story doesn't mean a damn thing in the world that we live in, because we live in a real world. So you're gone. Bye-bye. Have a nice life. See, this is the problem. We never said that you can't lose weight on any diet. But what he's ignoring is, here's study after study. Here's right here. Why you shouldn't count calories. Well, obviously fasting, you don't have to worry about calories because you're eating nothing. Truth is, calorie counting is a terrible approach for weight loss. While counting calories and restricting calories can help you lose weight in the short term, the approach has never been proven to keep weight off long term. What's even worse, listen to me, Ryan, 2/3 of people who try to count and restrict their calories gain back more weight than they lost, which is what's going to happen to you. Have a great day. Okay, someone wanted to see the website again. Okay, so right above his picture there, everybody, the new health conversation. See, at least we're creating controversy. At least we're getting comments. At least people are awake. At least they're, even if they want to challenge me, it's cool. But you're not challenging me. You're challenging medical proof and medical science. You're giving me an opinion. I don't care if you lost 21. I do. I'm happy you lost 21 pounds in a month. But there's a 2/3 chance you're going to gain back 25 or 30. That's the thing that should frighten you because that's what the medical proof says. This was developed by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world, not by you. This is completely different. And you'll notice right above where it says the new health conversation, free coaching. You get a free coach. Because again, you're trying to put this in a box with something you know. Calories in, calories out, diet and exercise, keto, paleo, Mediterranean. Oh, carb recycling. Oh, count your macros. Nonsense. I mean, Medicare just said diets don't work. You think, why would they do that? They're trying to bring healthcare costs down. This is, if you don't think we're in a crisis, then I guess, I don't know what to tell you. We rely only on medical science. We don't give you opinions, nothing. We're not making any claims. But again, anybody, look at that. Oh, you can think it's photoshopped, but I don't care if you weigh about 350 pounds. It doesn't matter. 70 pounds in 30 days? I mean, look at Curtis here, everybody, an older gentleman. He lost 40 pounds and 52 inches in 30 days. But look at his blood work. His A1C from 8.4 to 6.4, triglycerides 242 to 124. And our good friend Ryan was bragging about the fact he lost 20 pounds in a month. He doubled it with no exercise, and he's an older guy. You try to compare the two, it's a joke. It's a total joke. I hope the hell I'm waking you all up. If I make you mad, I'm really doing a good job. All I'm saying to you is, do you have any medical proof behind what you're doing? Any? Do you have any? Why are you counting calories? Why are you fasting? Why are you doing keto or paleo or Mediterranean or time-restricted eating or the zone diet? None of them are working in the long run. We're getting bigger and bigger and bigger every year. So what do? We look for new diets. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm just a researcher. I just look at the numbers and say, oh my gosh, this is really what's happening. But all you have to do is go to the mall today. Look at America. I know it's vacation time. Go to the beach. Go to the beach. See America. And our kids, about 50% of our kids now are overweight. A third of the 50% are type 2 diabetics. 35 years ago, type 2 diabetes did not exist in children. Almost no cases. So you can pretend that what you're doing is great and you've lost 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds. I don't care. I mean, I do care. What do you think? I'm cheering for you to be unsuccessful? All I'm doing, and it makes people mad, is showing you the truth. The absolute truth. It's medically backed. Now let's see. So how do we know what to eat? So how? 25 pounds with nothing medical, with the nothing medical attention. Can you eat protein? Yes, it's I explain. Okay, I haven't heard you say how they get their results. How? New here. He's what's going on? Okay, still haven't answered us. What's going on? Okay, I'm going to explain it to you now. All right. So first of all, this was not developed by me. What you're looking at there, this new protocol called R2M. Okay, that's what it's called, everybody. R2M, race to maintenance. It was based on 40 years of research, 100 studies, over thousands of people with the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. That is not me. We're sharing with you the research. What they figured out was diets are miserable failures. Every time people lost weight, 2/3 of them ended up weighing more than when they started. Diets are based on counting calories. That's what you're doing now. There's a big problem with that. As a matter of fact, I'd love for anybody to give me the definition of a calorie in the comments. But let's leave that aside for now. The human body has no idea what a calorie is. It doesn't count calories. When you're hungry, you're not hungry for calories. It's a real simple principle. Your body runs on only one thing, nutrition. You have a minimum amount of nutrition that you need from the food you eat. When you go on a diet and you lower the amount of food, you lower the amount of nutrition. That's why diets don't work in the long run, because once your brain figures out there's not enough nutrition, it doesn't give a damn about a calorie. It cares about nutrition. See, for example, when you go on a fast, like more than 24 hours, you're out of nutrition. Well, I'll tell you what your body does to survive, okay? It stops accessing the fuel inside your fat cells and turns to your muscles for energy. This is not up for debate, okay? It's not like, oh, well, you fast and you don't lose lean muscle. That's nonsense. Of course you do. And as your body begins to use that fat for muscle, it doesn't have a choice. It doesn't have enough fuel. It slows down your metabolism. So the researchers, to answer your question about is there protein, whatever, I'm going to explain to you exactly what they did. The researchers said we need to find different foods, we as the researchers, with higher levels of nutrition but lower amounts. So they set out to put together a food list that you would take to the grocery store. It would be all organic, starting with protein, fats, carbs, vegetables, and fruits. But instead of giving you calorie counts, they gave you serving sizes. But only 30% of what she consumed came from the grocery store. You would get a grocery store list. Does that make sense to everybody? Proteins, fats, carbs, vegetables, and fruits, and serving sizes. Very important, not calorie counts, okay? Then, that was 5 days a week. Sorry, I forgot the other part. 70% of what you would consume doesn't come from us. The researchers don't sell anything. You buy directly from these other researchers who for 20 years had gone around the world, not to Kansas and Nebraska and whatever, but to Mongolia and Tibet and Russia, for South America and New Zealand, to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition that used to be in our food about 150 years ago in this country. In case you didn't know, our food's becoming all but nutritionally bankrupt. I mean, our farmers are doing a great, the farmers are great. They're wonderful. They're making a living. They figured out how to use phosphates and nitrates to create these huge amounts of food for all of us to consume. But what we're lacking is nutrition. So the researchers, these other researchers had done, they'd gone to those remote areas of the world and brought back these nutrients and foods with huge amounts of nutrition, but very small amounts of food by quantity. Remember, it's not about how much food you eat, it's about how much nutrition you get. So when you can deliver to your body the most amount of nutrients in the least amount of food, this is what happens. Then, in addition to the foods now, they had to have a new way of them consuming those foods based on this new model of more nutrition. So 5 days a week, she actually had 4 meals a day. You all would do the same thing. Breakfast from these exotic foods from around the world, lunch from the grocery store, dinner from the grocery store, and a 4th meal after dinner from these exotic foods. So 5 days a week, you're having 4 meals a day. This is not a diet, okay? 2 days a week, you do something else. Listen to me carefully. Intermittent nutritional fasting, not water fasting, not fasting, like the person was saying, or time-restricted eating. On those days, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods. But this time, she was eating 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half. Now, why is it nutritional fasting? Because she had very small quantities of food involving very little of the digestive tract and huge amounts of nutrition. And those are the results. How many of you would give anything to lose 21 pounds in 38 days with no exercise at all? And by the way, that picture's 8 years old. She's maintained it for 8 years. Does that sound interesting to all of you? That's how and why it works. I know it almost sounds too simple, but do you know what foods to buy with the high nutrition? And are you going to go to Tibet or Mongolia or to Russia or to South America, New Zealand to find these nutrients? These researchers did this for 20 years. And this rare combination, it's going to change the world. It's going to make every diet obsolete. Yeah, and 10 pounds that you can't lose. But now do you understand why you can't lose it? It's not your fault. You've slowed down your metabolism. You've lost lean muscle mass. Give me a yes or no. Does that make sense? I need to lose 25. Look at her. Well, Mamacita, how about 21 pounds in a month? Would you be happy with that, Mamacita? It's called Ozempic. No, it's not. Okay, let's blow up okay, let's talk about the shots. And let's talk about real medical evidence. I'm not against the shots. If you're diabetic or you're morbidly obese, do it. But let's look at the real numbers, okay? This is the New England Journal of Medicine. Who's that saying Ozempic for me? My Melody Nails. Okay, My Melody Nails. You can go look this up, My Melody Nails, to see how ineffective the shots actually are. This is the New England Journal of Medicine, a 68-week study that's a year and 4 months. In 68 weeks, they lost, you ready for this? 32 pounds, and 40% of what they lost was lean muscle mass. This is in the New England Journal of Medicine. She lost 21 pounds in a month. You're trying to compare Ozempic to this? It's a joke. Are you joking? You're kidding me. You're being foolish. The shots work. They're low-calorie diets. It slows the food moving down through your digestive tract. So you eat less food. Code word, you get less nutrition. That's the whole damn point. When your brain senses not enough nutrition, it's going to use your muscles for fuel. People coming off the shots, they're gaining a half a pound a day because they've so compromised their own metabolism. But something else you're doing to yourself that you don't understand by losing lean muscle. You slow down your own immune system. So the water fast for 30 days, guess what you did? You slowed down your immune system. Great, great, great accomplishment. You fit in your skinny jeans, but you're making yourself unhealthy. Am I making sense, everybody? Does everybody understand now? Do you all understand why this is so different and unique? I didn't even tell you the best two parts. Number one, the key to this is maintenance. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. Really? 23 years. Is that good enough? That's 8 years for her. Let's look at, wait to see, this is the daughter of a friend of mine. Now remember, on New England Journal of Medicine, semaglutide, 68 weeks, 32 pounds. How about this? 60 pounds in 3 months. 60. Look at her face. Is it, put it in the chat, everybody. Is it the same woman? Did we Photoshop it? Are we making, see what's different about us? We only deal in medical facts. We don't give you opinions. Why would my opinion matter to you? I don't want it to matter. I've been a nutritional researcher for 23 years. It's not my research. I understand you all, you want to push back and you want to, well then go do whatever diet you want. Remember, you listen, Peter, he was right. I lost the weight and I gained more than I lost. Now I'm looking for a new diet. They don't work. Not because I said so. My God, we've even got, here's Harvard Medical School. Stop counting calories. This is Harvard Medical School. The idea of a calorie in, calorie out when it comes to weight loss is not only antiquated, it's just wrong, says Fatima Stanford, obesity specialist, Harvard Medical School. Drop the calories notion, said Stanford. It's time to concentrate on what's in our food, not how much food we're consuming. So she's condemning the shot because it's a low-calorie diet. That's all it is. And I'm not against it. But compared to this, really? If you had your choice between that and doing this, which I'd love for someone to put in a comment. Which one would you choose? Okay, I'm going to show you the website for all of you, and then I'll come back. I promise, new Millie, you missed my explanation, but I'll do it in a moment. Now look, everybody. Look at that. That's not fake. That's real. 70 pounds and 54 inches in 30 days. Now, if you want to find out, see the medical proof, no hype, because if you go to the website, you can see it in blue right above the picture, in blue there, the new health conversation. It's free to go there. We will not contact you. We don't do that. We're not contacting you. We want you to get to see all the medical proof. Then, if you want, right above, see it says free coaching to ensure your success. The coaching's free the whole time. There's no gimmicks. There's no tricks. Because the goal is to get, he still had more weight to lose, obviously, to get him to his goal and then teach him how to keep it off for the rest of his life. The whole point behind this is the long-term impact. This is not a diet. if you want to know what it really is, it's a detox. Because in the medical studies, they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and proved the reason his stomach went down so much, we're storing chemicals in the visceral fat, especially in the abdominal regions. Look at how much it shrank. I mean, it just, this is, you can look at this gentleman here. He only lost 40 pounds in a month. He's an older guy. Look at his stomach, how much it went down. He's not sucked it in. That's not photoshopping. Because the body, when we ingest, in case you didn't know it, we're breathing, drinking, eating chemicals. As those enter the body, the immune system can't deal with it, so it takes it and stuffs it in the fat cells, and the fat cells expand. That's what you're looking at right there on day one. I understand you're all struggling with, oh my God, how this is possible, this is fake. No, it's not fake. Because it's backed by 10 peer-reviewed human trial studies, and if you go to the website, let me go back and show over the website again, right above his picture, the New Health Conversation. It's free to go there. There's nothing to buy. There's not a thing to buy on that website. The only thing there is the medical proof. So someone kind of accused me, well, you're trying to sell us a book. The hell I am. That's not the point. As a matter of fact, my books, which have written 4 bestsellers, I can't keep up with the changes in the technology. I'd have to be editing my book like every month. So the 4 books, they remain in people are still buying them. We're not selling you books. There's nothing to buy on that website. So I want a yes from everybody to understand. New Millie, I didn't forget about you. I'm going to come back. So Mamacita, do you see where they get the information now, the New Health Conversation? And understand, if you excuse me, if you go to the website, you scroll down, you get a free coach. It's not a gimmick. It's free coaching the whole time to teach you how to do this. They'll even give you what the researchers who developed this protocol, they developed this. It's called the Blueprint for Success. This is what they gave to the patients. Those yellows there are daily instructional videos from the researchers. Now, the researchers don't sell anything. They don't have any products. Why would they do this? Because they spent 40 years to unlock the secret. Why was obesity and weight loss, why was it not working? Why was it a miserable failure? Which it is. I mean, Johns Hopkins Medical School is saying within 4.5 years, 86% of you are going to be overweight or obese. Does that sound like diets are working to any of you? And yet, most of you are going to go back. You're going to do paleo, keto. You're going to fast. None of it works, ladies and gentlemen. None of it. Zero. So the key is, thank you, Blaze86. Lots of doves and all. I don't even know what all that stuff means, but I hope it's good. We're at 2,600 likes. Can we get some more taps on the screen to get more likes going, right? Okay, so I'm going to explain it to everybody again, but I just want all of you that are there for right now, the ones that heard how and why it works, the New Health Conversation is the free medical website to go to. Does everybody understand that? The New Health Conversation, okay? Now let's go and let's talk about, for Millie and anybody else that hasn't heard, okay, how did she do? So look at that, everybody, 21 pounds, 38 inches in a month. The researchers who created that were not me. I had nothing to do with the creation of this. But those researchers are ranked, Millie, to let you know, the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. They rank the top. They've done 40 years of research, over 100 studies, thousands of people in every diet out there, and they came to the conclusion that Medicare and everybody else, and that is that diets don't work in the long run, period, end of the story. They did 100 studies on every kind of diet there was. So they said, why don't diets work? Why does something like, for example, Ozempic in the long run, there's no way, because people coming off the shot are gaining 0.5 pound a day, just to let you know. Just talk to anybody that stopped the shot and see how, because it's just a diet. It's a low-calorie diet. I'm not against it. Do the shot if you want. I'm just giving you the contrast. So the researchers said the failing of all diets was that they ignored human physiology. See, we don't run on calories. I'm still waiting for someone to give me the definition of a calorie. Okay, so user persona. I'm explaining it to you right now. So just hang in there, okay? And how does it work? Kim say, what is the website again? Mir. Okay, let me come back to everybody that I'm explaining it to. Do you see Mir, the website right there above his head? The New Health Conversation. Give me a yes, Mir. Give me a yes that you see that website. It's free to go there. We won't contact you, but if you go there, you can scroll down and we will explain. I mean, you'll get a free coach. Yes. Okay. So let me come back to everybody else that's wanting to know how did they do this. All right. So I'm going to talk as fast as I can, but it's not a 10-second answer. Okay. You have to understand first they had to figure out why don't diets work. That's what you do in scientific investigation. You have to understand the problem first, and then you go, okay, why is this occurring? Okay. So what they figured out was pretty simple. The human body has no idea what a calorie is. It doesn't count calories. The only thing your body runs on is a minimum amount of, not calories, but nutrition. Does everybody get that? So imagine you have a minimum amount of nutrition going on your daily life. Now you decide you're going to go on a diet because you've gained weight. Okay, so now what do? You reduce the quantity of food you're consuming. By definition, that's every diet, and they call that calorie counting, but it's nonsense, okay? When you lower nutrition in your body, the brain, as it begins to figure out there's not enough nutrition to run the brain, the heart, the kidney, basically all your organs, they don't run on calories, they run on nutrition, okay? So as you lower the amount of nutrition, it triggers in the brain starvation mode. In starvation mode, the brain will immediately stop using the fuel stored in your fat cells, in the fat cell itself, and turns for fuel, because we need to survive, right, to our muscles. As it begins to use your muscles for fuel, the brain has to slow down your metabolism. It's not up for debate. That's what's happening to you. That's why you lose the weight initially. I'm sure you all can agree. And then all of a sudden it slows down, and then you're on a plateau. Well, what happened? I'm still eating the same amount of food, etc. No, you had the wrong approach. And then you come off the diet and you gain all the weight back or more. According to the research, 2/3 of you ended up weighing more than you did before. Okay? So the researchers said we need a different plan. So they went and found foods. 30% of what she consumed came from North America, from organic sources, but only 30% of what they had her eat. Proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. Now, it wasn't based on calories. It was based on the serving sizes of those various foods that they identified. For example, if you're going to have steak or hamburger, it's got to be grass-fed and what's called finished, not just grass-fed. That's an example. If you're going to have carbohydrates, they need to be complex carbohydrates. Do you even know what carbohydrates are? Complex carbs are? It's all laid out for you. You don't have to figure out anything. The coaches will give you the grocery list. You take to your grocery store, and 30%, if you took a food budget last month, because people are always concerned about cost, right? Only 30% of what you spent last month at the grocery store, you're going to spend this month. Only 30% of the 100% you spent last month. But that was only 30% of the food. What about the other 70%? The other 70%, here's what's so neat about this, came from other researchers, not the people who created this. They don't have any products. They don't have a company. They're scientists. But these other researchers who'd gone around the world to places I don't think you're ready to go, to Russia and Mongolia and Tibet and South America, New Zealand, to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition, but small quantities of food. So now they had the ingredients. Everybody got this? It was not based on calories. It wasn't based on quantity. It was based on nutritional density. So then they created 2 new ways for her to consume the food. 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. Yep. She started meal number 1, breakfast, these exotic foods from around the world. Lunch, meal number 2 from the grocery store, only the foods from the grocery store list. Dinner, 3rd meal of the day, again from the grocery store list, and a 4th meal at the end of the day from these exotic foods from around the world. So 5 days a week, you'd be having 4 meals a day. That's called protein pacing. Got it, everybody? 2 days a week, here's the other magic of this. They created something, because of all this nutrition in small quantities, they created something called intermittent nutritional fasting. Not fasting. Not water fasting, not time-restricted eating. On those days, no food from the grocery store. Whoa, wait a minute. No, stop. They only consumed these exotic foods from around the world, as she did, and this time she ate 8 times a day. Nobody was hungry. Nobody was hungry. In a month, people's hunger went down 41%. In 2 weeks, people pretty much, their cravings completely went away, because your cravings were not ever based on calories. It was, your body was trying to tell you, I want more nutrition. That's it. That's the secret. But it was, they had to find these foods, and then they had to put these combinations together. And then the key to this whole thing, there's 2 huge reasons to do it. Number 1, maintenance. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. I would think maybe you'd want to do that. That picture's 8 years old. She's kept the weight off for 8 years. But the other huge part of this that's so important is this new medical syndrome that now everybody, including me and you, every person on the planet has, called TDOS. T stands for toxicity, the D stands for nutritional deficiency, the O for being overweight, and the S is for stress. Yeah, I did. It's a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office, of a new medical condition. Yeah, and little old me, Peter Greenlaw, I did discover it, credited with the discovery. What it means is we're drinking, we're breathing, we're eating chemicals on a daily basis, whether you believe that or not. If we were tested right now, you'd find that you have about 1,000 chemicals in what's called your visceral fat. The visceral fat is the fat around the organs. And if you notice her stomach on day 1 versus day 30, how did she do that with no exercise? See, fat cells, you don't ever burn them. Don't let anybody tell you that. That's a complete lie. You're born with a certain number of fat cells, you die with a certain number of fat cells, and your fat cells over your life expand or contract. Well, the problem is, as the body's trying to defend us from the chemicals, it's taking those chemicals and stuffing them inside our fat cells. They're called lipophilic, is what the toxins are called. They love fat. That's what that means. So, but the shrinkage is because they proved in the studies, they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, proving that this was assisting the body in removing herbicides and pesticides and Scotchgard and Teflon and flame retardants and the chemicals that we're storing inside of our body because the immune system can't handle it and the body doesn't know what else to do with it. So day 1 to day 30 with no exercise, look at that. How many people would be excited about that? Yes, Mama Sella, 30, you didn't let me, I didn't finish. That's a very important point. The 70% of the food you'd buy from the researchers, not from us, in the first 30 days, for any reason you're unhappy, they'll give you 100% money back guarantee. That's what they're referring to, Mama C, because we don't sell anything. We don't have any products. But they'll give you 100% of your money back if, in fact, didn't work. Nothing's 100%, of course. But are they doing that with keto or paleo or Mediterranean or any of these other diets, giving you 100% money back guarantee? Now, 30% of the food you're going to have to buy from the grocery store. The grocery store, well, you can negotiate with them. They're not going to give you your money back. But the bulk of what you're going to spend in a month, it's guaranteed, 100% money back guarantee. It's not a joke. That's the guarantee. So thanks for bringing that up, Mama Sita. I was going to talk about it. I just didn't have a chance. Yeah, hopefully I just answered that. Oh, so someone is saying Ozempic is so dangerous. My friend is the head of an insurance agency and injury claims are high. Yes. Just signed up for a free coach. Great user persona. Listen, all of you. I'm on your side. You understand, we don't sell anything. We don't have any products. We coach you for free. Now, for those of you that don't know, if you get well, I think mostly women read Women's World. June 9th, this month's issue. I thought I had it out here. I didn't bring it. I'm sorry. The cover story in Women's World, the #1 women's magazine in the entire world, features this protocol, calling it the diet miracle. This is the magazine saying that. It's not an ad. I mean, it's crazy good. This is real, everybody. This is not fake. Well, have you ever seen anything like Jeff there, 70 pounds and 54 inches in 30 days? It's not Photoshop. And then you look at my friend's daughter. Well, I'd love anybody to comment on that. 60 pounds in 3 months. Look at her face, look at her arms, look at her body. Now, you can think we Photoshopped it. I guess you can think whatever the heck you want. Because most of you are going to go back and do those crazy diets you're on, and you're going to just break your heart. Because you're going to put all that effort in, you're going to lose the weight, and it's going to come roaring back, and you're going to weigh, 2/3 you're going to weigh more than when you started. Does that sound like something you want to be doing? You're going on a diet to gain weight? Really? I hope it makes some of you mad. All we want you to do is to open your eyes, go look at the medical proof. Do all of you believe in medical proof? In science? This is all natural. The pharmaceutical companies didn't invent this. It was invented by the top weight loss nutrition researchers in the world who don't have any products. They're not selling you anything. They don't have a company. Doesn't it excite you to think that that's possible? Can anybody comment about that? Mama Sita, the total cost, if you took 30% of what you spent last month in the grocery store, the other 70%, it pretty much, you're going to spend about what you spent last month, maybe just a little bit more. But Mama Sita, look at the results. Are you kidding me? Is it worth it? Are you worth it? Mama Sita, be honest. I'm not saying you need to lose 60 pounds, but even Mama Sita, okay, let's do this. Let's have some fun. Mama Sita, to lose 20 pounds, pick any diet you want. Pick any gym. Pick any trainer. Pick any influencer. How long would you give yourself to lose 20 pounds? Any of you. I'd love for anybody to put it in the chat. I always love this question because it's so good. So Kiki HHB3, I really encourage you to go to the website and see the 3 months. See? So Mama Sita, how happy would you be if you could do it in 30 days? 8 months. Look at that. User persona. See, this is what we've settled for. I mean, look at this Curtis, 40 pounds and 52 inches. He's an older gentleman with no exercise. But look at his blood work, everybody. It's not just the pounds. My God, his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4, his triglycerides from 242 to 124 in 30 days. Look at his stomach. And he's kept it off now for 8 years. See, we're teaching you not just how to lose the weight, but how to keep it off, and also how to detox your body. Don't buy into this commercial stuff you're seeing where they're saying, well, here's a detox. Really? Where's your peer-reviewed human trial medical studies? Oh, you don't have any? Really? I see this all the time on TV. They go, this has a scientifically proven ingredient. Well, when I analyze the amount of that ingredient in the pill, they're saying you would have to take about 1,000 of their pills a day to have any clinical, any medical impact. Why don't they have peer-reviewed human trial studies? Because the job of the journals is to protect us. That's why no drug gets approved without a peer-reviewed human trial study. And the job of the studies is to disprove what you're claiming. No, that's how they work. So obviously these people would be exposed. They don't have any medical proof, but you're all following them. I know that you are. I can tell by how many people, actually end up with a coach. We get thousands of people on these calls, on these videos, all around the world. And you let your skepticism so prevent you from changing the rest of your life. I mean, let me show you. Now, this is someone who did exercise. All the ones I've showed so far, no exercise. Where do you see this? Brian. 50 pounds in form. But look at that. You think this is a diet? Look at how amazing that is. But here's the thing that really warms my heart. Wait till you see this. 200 pounds in less than a year. Where's the loose skin, everybody? No surgery, by the way, no surgery. Look at that. I know it's too good to be true, but what's different about this, we've got the medical proof, the peer-reviewed human trial studies to back it up. What are you relying on? Seriously, whatever diet you're on now, what's the backing behind it? Where's the peer-reviewed human trial studies telling you about keto or paleo or Mediterranean or time-restricted eating? This you don't eat for 16 hours, you eat for 8 is total nonsense. Blown up in 2 huge new studies that just came out and said basically after 3 months of study, this is Journal of American Medical Studies, after 3 months of monitoring people on time-restricted eating, they gained almost no benefit from it. Over the course of 3 months, they lost 2 to 3 pounds, and the majority of what they lost was not fat, but lean muscle mass. That's not somebody giving you a speech. They're all out there. I see them on social media. They're nice people. I don't want to disparage them. But again, if they want to come up against me, where's their peer-reviewed human trial studies? Where are they? I mean, you ask yourself the question. All I can tell you is that is real. It's not photoshopped. 70 pounds and 54 inches in just 30 days. Look at how different he looks. Look at his stomach. He still has weight to lose. But you think he's excited about continuing? I think, as a matter of fact, I believe he went on to lose like 125 pounds in, it was less than 3 months. I know that. It was something like that. Now, that's exceptional, of course. I mean, not everybody does that. But who would be unhappy with this? With 20 pounds? Any of you, tell me, if you could lose 20 pounds in a month, and it comes, by the way, 70%, it's a money-back guarantee from those suppliers, not from us. We don't sell you anything. What the heck's your risk? Where's your risk? You have to eat. You're buying a month's worth of food. That's what you're doing. And then you're being taught for free how to consume it. Tell me what I'm missing here, everybody. I guess you could think it's fake and it's not real, but the 100% money back guarantee is real. It's real. I know it sounds too good to be true, but the researchers, all these researchers think this is what the world needs, because what we're doing is a miserable failure. Miserable. Oh, sign up for a consultation. Great. Well, okay, there's somebody, depends on the coach. Right. Dan Mays, 80% of our meals in 1 month are replaced by the... So anyone, that's one of the coaches coming on. I didn't have any idea he was coming on today. So they're physically coaching people all the time on a daily basis. The coaching's free. Dan, can you comment to everybody? How much do you charge for coaching? Dan, can you put it in the chat for everybody? This is one of the coaches on there, everybody. Tell them how much you charge for coaching, Dan. And Dan, do you just coach them initially? Do you coach them the whole time? And do you show them how to do maintenance? Oh, wait a minute. What do you mean zero? Everybody, $0 for coaching. What? No, it's really great. It's wonderful. You're an amazing audience. We're at 4,600 likes. Come on, let's get some more taps on the screen and really get this up, because I want to go a bit longer here, because we really are, there's a lot of great engagement today with a lot of you people on here. So let's take a look at Andy, a younger guy, 45 pounds, 60 inches in 30 days. Now, again, what I want to show on him, look at his blood work. His A1C from 7.9 to 6.2, but look at his cholesterol. Went from 120 to 59. That's in 30 days, everybody. 30 days. See, it's almost like the weight loss, for us, it's almost like laughable. We know we're going to get the weight off you. But if you do have some medical challenges, those all seem to be improving dramatically, and that's what's proven in these medical trials. Again, I'll just ask, please be open. Whatever diet you're on now, are there any peer-reviewed human trial medical studies backing up what they're claiming in what they're selling you? Because they're selling you on something. I mean, I see people charging you for recipes. It's like, what? I mean, it's just we're so desperate for a solution, and the solution's here. I mean, again, 20 pounds in a month. Now, let's talk about, here's another big study on diets. None of this is my opinion. Here's the title of the study: The Science Behind Why Diets Don't Work. Listen, everybody. They're talking to you about all these diets. Our researchers reviewed more than 30 long-term studies showing that going on a diet actually causes weight gain. The more diets someone has tried, the more they weigh. So not only does dieting not work for long-term weight loss, but it's also associated with increased risk of binge eating, eating disorders, and long-term weight gain. All these studies are saying that 2/3 of you are going to gain more than what you lost. Now, you don't have, so don't believe me. Do your own research. You can Google it. You can see it yourself. The studies that were done on calorie-reducted diets are pitiful. I'll show you another one in a moment. But let's talk about why calorie counting doesn't work from a medical perspective. I'm not giving you my opinion. I'm reading from what the experts are saying. The biggest failing of the calories in, calories out formula is it ignores that the body adjusts its control system when calorie intake is reduced. So while the formula of calories in, calories out can support people achieving weight loss initially, the reduction in energy intake ensures the lost weight will be regained and more. So you're going on a diet to gain weight. I hope I'm making you mad. I hope you're at least motivated enough to want to go and see right above the picture is the free medical website, the New Health Conversation. It's 100% free to go there. We're not going to contact you if you go there. The only way we'll contact you is if you like what you see. You can scroll down and you see it right above. Free coaching to ensure your success. It's not a gimmick. You actually get coached for free the whole time until they get you to your maintenance and teach you maintenance and beyond. I mean, we have Jeff, I mean, he got, I think it took him 3 months to lose like 120 pounds or something like that. But obviously he had a pretty good start with 70 pounds in just 30 days and 54 inches. But all of these stories, everything, I mean, I shouldn't say even, but when you look at Julie, 35 pounds in 37 days, look at her body composition, how much it changed. Look at that. Yes, it will definitely help with PCOS. I just saw that comment. I'm sorry I didn't respond to it more quickly. So yes, it absolutely. Also, women report amazing turnarounds in menopause, perimenopause, and night sweats and hot flashes, mood swings, sleeping better at night. Here's the simple principle. If you can give your body massive amounts of nutrition in the least amount of food, you're going to feel better. Your body's going to work better. Let me give you another example. Let's just say today you had to fill up your car with gas. You pull into the gas station and notice there's only 2 pumps now. Pump number 1 says this gallon will take you 20 miles. Pump number 2 says this gallon will take you 100 miles. That's what the researchers did. Pump number 2, 100 miles nutrition. They only concentrated on large amounts of nutrition, and they were able to reduce the amount of food that was required to get that amount of nutrition. That's why it works. It's not a diet. I'm still waiting for anybody to give me the definition of a calorie. I've had 3 people in a year get the definition. I didn't know what it was 23 years ago, so I don't feel bad. But why? I'd love for anybody to tell me, why are you counting calories? Why are you on the diet you're on right now? And you may have lost some weight, but again, I keep going back. It's just amazing. Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. The researchers reviewed studies of long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether dieting is an effective treatment for obesity. The studies show that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than lost on any diet. In summary, there's little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. Why are you counting calories to lose weight? Why are you on these diets? They just don't work. None of it's my opinion. You may have short-term success. We know you could, I'm not making this up, you could lose weight on the Dunkin' Donut diet. You really could. But what kind of weight are you losing, and is it possible to keep it off? Hell no. Hell no. So, who else would like to ask me a question? Sharon, well, that's my, by the way, Sharon, that's my TikTok. That's my TikTok site with spaces. But the real website that you want to go to is, hold on just a second. You can see right above his head there in blue, the New Health Conversation. That's the free medical website to go to. All the medical proof is there. There's nothing to buy on that website. No books, no gimmicks, no products. But if you like what you see, once you see the medical proof, then you can scroll down and you can get a free coach. And the coaching is 100% free. I know it sounds good to be true. I also said that you're going to buy a month's worth of food. 30% of the money you spent last month at the grocery store. The other 70% of the money you're not spending at the grocery store this month goes towards these foods from around the world. It's going to cost you about the same, maybe a little bit more than what you spent. But those 70% of the food you buy, they give you a 100% money back guarantee. You'll see it if you go to the website. It's not a trick. It's not a gimmick. Look, nothing's 100%, of course. But it's so rare when anybody asks for a refund. I mean, do you think that Christy, do you think she wants a refund? Think she wants a refund? And she had 35 pounds to lose. It took her about 7 weeks to lose the extra 14 pounds. Maybe it was 3 weeks. Yeah, I think it was under 2 months that she ended up losing 35 pounds. So would you be happy with that, any of you? I'd love for any of you to put in the chat. Sorry, I've just woken up. Laugh out loud. Just wanted to know my products were shipped today. Oh, you need to talk to your coach. They'll find out for you. Okay, Sharon? I don't know who your coach is. Who is your coach? All right, I'll wait for her to tell me that. But again, but Sharon, you might want to comment. Obviously, you went through the process. When you went to the website, was there anything to buy? And did we contact you or did you contact us? I'd love everybody to know. Oh, good. So Sharon, can you comment to everybody since you ordered the protocol? When you went to when you went to this website that everybody has free access, was there anything to buy on that website? Anything? And did we contact you or did you contact us? I just want everybody to be comfortable that we're not making this up. That's how it works. No. See, she's saying no. There was nothing to buy on the website and we did not contact her. She contacted us. I'm excited for you too, Sharon. Now, Sharon, did you know that like tonight we do a results call with people from all over the world coming on and just talking about their stories? It's 8 Eastern time today, it's actually tonight. And if you don't have the link and if you'd like to come on, it's a Zoom, it's free. Have your coach send you, there's a Zoom link for that specific. You'll probably find it motivating, okay? These are people, well, there are even also people that haven't started yet, even like you. But they're all veterans on there that maybe they've been doing it for a month or there are people who've been doing it for 15 years. So you'll find it very, very inspiring. I'm just suggesting it. You don't have to. It's not a requirement, but it's a really cool thing. It's really part of this community called the New Health Conversation. Doesn't that sound cool? So who else would like to ask me a question? Oh, we're getting a lot more likes. We're at 5,100. Tap that screen, everybody. Let's get some more likes going. Deidre, beautiful. Deidre, 100% correct. Oh, I'm so impressed. Deidre, you're one of 4 people in a year. Let me scroll back up to your comments here. If I can do that. Let's see. A calorie is a unit of measurement. It's the amount of heat it takes. She's so darn right. Let's see. Just trying to, why can't I scroll up here, everybody? I got so many people commenting, I can't keep up with the comments. That is just, did you know that offhand or did you Google it? It doesn't matter. The fact you got it right is, did you all understand what she was saying? A calorie is not a thing. It's a measurement. It's the amount of heat it takes to raise a gram of water 1 degree Celsius. It's not something you could eat. So all these times when you tell you, well, we need more calories. Really? Oh, that's so great. It's so great. I mean, it's so great just in terms of the miscommunication that's out there in the marketplace, right? I'm thrilled with all of this stuff. I just wish I could scroll back up. I don't know why I can't do that. Maybe it's up here. No, it's not there. So anyway, to make a long story short, she gets the gold award for figuring it out. What I want to share with all of you is the fact that the sad reality is that John Hopkins is saying within 4.5 years, 86% of you are going to be overweight or obese. And yet you're all going to be doing these diets. You're going to lose weight and you're going to gain more than what you lost. Because somehow 86% of you are going to be overweight or obese in 4.5 years. Does that sound to you like anything is working? Anything on the planet, I should say? Following you. Oh, good. Okay. So I'd love for any more comments, if you've got more comments about this. The thing I think that's so rewarding, look at this picture, everybody. That's less than a year, 200 pounds. Where's the loose skin? She didn't have surgery. That's a real picture. Look at the joy on her face. Well, she was happy before, but now she's even happier, I think. I don't know her personally, but I know about her story. But look at that, everybody. And she's kept, notice she's kept it off. Isn't that just wonderful? Doesn't that just make you feel good that somebody can have that kind of a transformation and just realize their potential? Because is your weight, or do you understand the prices you're paying by accepting the fact that your weight is something that doesn't seem like you can get under control? It's not your fault. My own mother was morbidly obese like that. I loved her. It didn't matter. And 24 years ago, she called me up one day and she said, you know, Peter, I have one wish in my life. I said, Mom, what's that? She said, I would give anything if I could spend 1 day thin. I said, that's cool, Mom. Well, 6 months later, massive heart attack and stroke. The reason I'm so adamant against diets, my mom did about every diet that there was over the course of her lifetime. She went to Weight Watchers for years. She'd go a whole week and she'd lose 4 ounces and she'd come back all happy. She got a gold star for 4 ounces in a week. She did the grapefruit diet. She did the cabbage diet. She followed what Oprah was doing. It didn't matter. She'd lose 20 and gain 25 back. She'd lose 25 and gain 30 back. I believe she dieted herself to death. And based on the medical evidence where we know, I know, isn't she, Sharon, just gorgeous? We're just beautiful, beautiful person, just beautiful. But I want to inspire all of you. At a minimum, you could turn your lives around like Sharon did. All she did, she was on the podcast. She went to the website. You see it there, the New Health Conversation. She already said no one contacted her. That's our promise to you. We will not contact you. But she scrolled down. See where it says free coaching. After she saw the medical proof, scroll down. She got a coach. And now she's ready to get started. And it's free coaching. The coaching's free. You've never done anything like this. Do you think he knew how to do this, Jeff? 70 pounds and 54 inches in just 30 days? Sharon, is that unbelievable? Is that just unbelievable? Oh, Mamacita signed up. Oh, wonderful. Who's your coach? It's not me. I'm not superb. I'm the worst of the coaches. I'm too busy doing this. Dan, yes. Oh, he's on. Dan, I don't know if you saw Sharon. At least, oh, there, yeah. I think he's still on. That's you do. He's an unbelievable, wonderful friend and absolutely devoted to you and your success. But Sharon, what do you think about that picture? Oh, there's Dan. Hola. Hey, Dan. Look, we're here to serve all of you. We've been blessed with the fact that we were taught how to do this. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. And I had some real medical challenges, which I got under control, and I've kept under control now for 23 years. It's actually better than what you've ever heard. Now, let me show you again about diets and why you can kid yourself. This is the Journal of the American Medical Association, big study for 12 months, not 12 weeks. The title, Comparison of Weight Loss Among Named Diet Programs in Overweight and Obese Adults. They looked at 48 unique randomized trials on human beings, including 7,286 people, not mice, not rats, not chimpanzees. These are people. And what they did, and they named all the major diets. It's right in the study. Paleo, keto, Mediterranean, time-restricted eating, the Cornish diet, the zone diet, lose weight for your blood type, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, on and on and on. Named in the studies. After 12 months, they compared the most amount of weight loss on any diet to the least amount of weight loss in a year. So the difference in total weight loss in a year from all these diets was 10 ounces. That's ludicrous. And they averaged about 16 pounds in a year, and 25 to 40% of what they lost was lean muscle mass. So it's just such a joke. I mean, I don't even have to show you Jeff. They lost 16, Kristen lost 21 pounds in a month. And you're all doing these diets. You're all doing these diets. You are. It's just only because you don't know what else to do. Because you've been told and taught and prodded and brainwashed into thinking that somehow calorie counting was going to work long term when the body doesn't even know what a calorie is. And one of our great listeners got the definition of a calorie, the amount of heat it takes to raise a gram of water, 1 degree Celsius. I want to congratulate you again. You're now 4 people in a year that ever got the definition right. It's just amazing that that's what we're doing. Again, who would like to ask me a question? Sharon, I can't wait to lose like him. Well, you'll be able to. Just follow what Dan shows. Follow. Sharon, you should have already gotten, let me find, oh, here it is. You should already have your blueprint for success, and I really encourage you to start going through the videos. Watch the videos where you're going to learn not just how to do it, but why it works, why it's safe. Because the videos are all done by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world, not by me. For free, they do it. And they don't sell anything. Why would they do that? Because they want their work. They've credited with solving the obesity crisis for the people that know about it. It's just so exciting. I mean, it's just, we're in a different category because we're the only ones with peer-reviewed human trial studies. That's not even bragging. Again, I've asked any of you, show me any diet you're on. Show me where there's peer-reviewed human trial studies about showing that it works. They don't work. They're miserable failures. Miserable. We have 5,400 likes. Come on, some more people. Let's get some taps on that screen and get some more people going. Do you like what you're hearing? Diets don't work. This does. It was not based on counting calories. It was not based on exercise. It was based on a really simple principle that could we give your body more nutrition in less food? Nothing to do with calories. The failure of diets is they don't address the fundamental principles of human metabolism. Your body runs on nutrition. It doesn't run on calories or foods. It runs on what's inside the food, the nutrients. The researchers simply, here's what they did. Can we give you more nutrition with less food? At the end of the day, that's kind of what they did. So they put together these food groups for you that you would actually get. When you get, I was just sharing with Sharon, when you get this blueprint, it has, I don't know if you can read it. I'll show it to you. You actually can read that. R2M menu schedule, recommended food list. And there's a calendar, daily tutorials from these top researchers in the world. That's all free. Because we're teaching you how to do this. It's not a matter of giving you a recipe. What's that going to do for you? This is what's the result of doing what they created. It's not a diet. It doesn't work like that. My gosh, 5 days a week, she's having 4 meals a day. You heard me, 4 meals a day. Starting with these exotic foods around, I didn't tell you that part. The researchers made a food list of foods you can buy at your grocery store: proteins, fats, carbs, vegetables, and fruits. But instead of giving you calorie counts, they gave you serving sizes. Got it? That's what she had. 70% of the food comes from these other researchers that for 20 years have gone around the world to places like Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition in very little amounts of food. Then they created 2 new ways of consuming the food because now they could do something they couldn't do with regular food. They'd used organic food for 40 years in all these diets with miserable failing because even the best organic food in North America is really insufficient in the amount of nutrients that used to be in there 125 years ago, that our grandparents or great-grandparents used to eat. There were no vending machines back there. There was no snacking. They had breakfast at 6 a.m. They had lunch at noon and dinner around 6. Some people call it supper. We've just gone downhill so fast. In 1964, 15% of us were overweight and obese. And now we're at 80% overweight, 50% obese, 50% pre-diabetic. And Johns Hopkins Medical School says in 4.5 years, 86% of you are going to be overweight or obese. Why do you cling to these antiquated systems that don't work? Even Harvard Medical School stopped counting calories. That's not my opinion. This is Harvard Medical School saying the idea of a calorie in, calorie out when it comes to weight loss is not only antiquated, it's just wrong. Let me repeat that. The idea of a calorie in, calorie out when it comes to weight loss is not only antiquated, it's just wrong, says Fatima Stanford, obesity specialist, Harvard Medical School. Drop the calories notion, said Stanford. It's time to take a different approach by concentrating on what's in our food, not how much food we're consuming. All these people, all they're doing is limiting your food. Do they ever mention that you're limiting nutrition? I guess I shouldn't get so upset, but I do. Because there now is an answer. I didn't create it. I don't sell it. I don't have any products to sell you. You buy either 30% of your food from the grocery store, a list put together by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. That's pretty good, right? And 70% from other researchers who scoured the world to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition, like the food in this country used to have about 125 years ago. And they put those combinations of food together in a new way. Let's call it the recipe. 5 days a week, you'd have 4 meals a day. Breakfast from these exotic foods from around the world. That's breakfast. Meal number 1. Meal number 2, lunch from the grocery store list. Meal number 3, dinner from the grocery list. And a 4th meal after dinner from these exotic foods. This is not some diet. A lot of you are on, eat 1 meal a day. Really? It's the worst thing you could ever do. And it doesn't work anyway. You're just doing things that don't work. And then 2 days a week you get to do, wait till you hear this. It's going to spin you out. Intermittent nutritional fasting, not fasting. Not water fasting, not time-restricted eating. On those days, no food from the grocery store. Only these foods from around the world. Now she had them. You would eat 8 times a day. What? That's why it's nutritional fasting. She was eating about every hour and a half. Small amounts of food from a quantity, but huge amounts of nutrition. It's the concept of almost like the atomic energy of food. I mean, that's the thing. One little piece of uranium about this big would power a power plant that would take like 100 coal cars. Yeah, that's true. And that's what the researchers did. They put together these dynamite combinations of huge amounts of nutrition in the least amount of food possible. There's the result. Look at that. Who would be on? I always ask people, if you were going to lose 20 pounds, how long would you give yourself? The least amount I ever get is 3 months, 6 months. This is how sad it is. We're here for you. We're your champions. We're fighting the battle for you. I'm against everybody on social media. I get it. But just because they're telling you something doesn't mean it's true. And I'm not saying they're lying. It's really to the point now where everything we thought we knew about diet, exercise, and nutrition is 100% wrong. How would you argue it's working where you're looking at 86% of Americans overweight and obese in 4.5 years? It's an apocalypse. It's coming. It's like a tsunami. You're sitting on the beach and that tide just went out about 5 miles. You can sit there in your lawn chair, or you can follow me and run like hell for higher ground. This is like insanity. We keep coming up with these new celebrity diets, or even the shots, which are working. I'll go over that one more time. We're not against the shots. They're helping diabetics and the people morbidly obese. But let's look at the real results medically. This is the New England Journal of Medicine, arguably the number 1, 2, or 3 medical journal in the world. They did a 68-week study, in this case on semaglutide. They don't work for semaglutide. They don't work for any of the GLP-1s. They wanted to see what was the real result. So they did a major medical study. It was 68 weeks long. That's a year and 4 months. Got that? A year and 4 months. At the end of 68 weeks, the weight loss was 32 pounds. And of the 32 pounds people lost, 40% was lean muscle mass. They just like brushed that part off. And they actually said, I get it right, these results were clinically relevant reductions in body weight. Says who? Ask Kristen, sorry. She lost 21 pounds in a month. So to lose 32 pounds, it would take her, well, it did. It took her about, I think, 6 or 7 weeks, not 68 weeks. Listen, I'd love for any of you to put in the chat. Do you think that I'm full of it? Do you think I'm making this stuff up? Because if you want to argue, you're arguing with the scientific proof. These are not scientific papers. These are peer-reviewed human trial studies. By the way, some of these were started 13 years ago in 2012. That's how long they take to get published. The key is to get them published in these huge medical journals, because to get published in a medical journal, it means you really went through the gauntlet, because all your data is researched, not by the journal, like, say, the Obesity Journal, which is one of the ones they're published in. The journal decides if they're going to publish your work, they send it out to other medical doctors and researchers around the world who paid to do one thing: discredit what you've proven. That's why no drug ever gets approved without a peer-reviewed human trial study. So again, I would ask any of you, whatever diet you're on, are there any peer-reviewed human trial medical studies on their outcomes? I'd love for anybody to put in the chat. And you're all, why are you doing what you're doing? Does anyone really think whatever diet you're on now that you're going to be able to lose weight and keep it off? Or worse, 2/3 of you are projected to gain more weight than you lost. You can think that's not true, but then you're arguing with real medical proof. You're giving me an opinion. We'll take whatever opinions you want to put on here, but it's not defendable, okay? It's not supportive in the medical world, and that's the world that I work in. I don't want you to believe me. Let me go back and show all of you the free website right above his head. Oh, by the way, Jeff lost 70 pounds and 54 inches in 30 days. It's not Photoshop. That's real. That's real. It's not water weight. As a matter of fact, they measured. Instead of losing lean muscle, he gained like 6 to 9% lean muscle mass with no exercise. What do you think, everybody? You think it's fake? You think it's Photoshopped? I'd love for any comments. Hello, Alex Alpha. Who else would like to make a comment about this? Oh, what I was going to share with all of you, right above that picture, the most important thing is the free medical website, the New Health Conversation. Let's see, someone made a comment. Looking for the comment here, hold on. Someone made a comment and I can't read it, so don't think I'm ignoring you. I don't know why I can't read it yet. Let's see. Bow and arrow joined. Hold on. Sharon, I can't wait to lose. I saw that, but someone added a comment and I can't read the comment. I don't know what's going on. So Alex Alpha, oh my gosh, hearts, all kinds of great things. Thank you. I don't know what they mean, but I think it's probably good and you probably like the content. But anybody else on here, if you tap on the screen, let me know if you like that. That acknowledges you like the content. Those are likes, L-I-K-E-S, likes. So I don't know who just came on and made a comment because I don't see your comment. Oh. Oh, we spoke before and we're on the same page about this. Alix Alpha. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So, Alix, I'm calling you, I hope I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but Alix, did you go to the website? You're on a no-carb diet, Empress. Do you want me to tell you about how dangerous a low-carb diet is? Would you like me to tell you about it? Let me read to you. You can go look it up yourself. This is a big study in nutrients. Listen to what they said about a no-carb diet. The effects of an 8-week prescribed diet, a low-carb diet. Exposure to low-carb diets is associated with significant reductions in lean muscle mass and increased osteoporosis risk in obese individuals. So by doing what you're doing, you're increasing your risk of osteoporosis, just to let you know. See, this is the danger of these things when they put you on these diets with no medical proof. This is not my opinion. This is in Nutrients, one of the biggest medical journals for weight loss and health in the world. And again, on your diet, are you able to produce this? Are you able to lose 21 pounds and 38 inches in a month with no exercise, lose no water weight, and lose not lose lean muscle, gain 6 to 9% lean muscle with no exercise? I'm not trying to make you mad at me, although you may be, but a low-carb diet is absolutely detrimental to your health. Not my opinion, in medical proof. We only deal in medical results. So you can do whatever you want to do, and even if you lose weight, there's a 2/3 chance that you're going to gain more weight than you lost. Not just to go back where you started, but actually end up more. This whole program, that picture's 8 years old of this woman right here. She's kept it off for 8 years. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. Low-carb diets, I would run from them. Run as fast as you can. Because here's the other crisis point. We need carbohydrates, but not simple carbs. We need complex carbohydrates, a major difference. We teach you all of that because we were taught. This was developed by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world, not some medical person giving you an opinion with no medical backing behind it. I'm not sure who you're following, but the ones I've seen on social media that are they're promoting keto, low carb diets, they don't have one shred of medical evidence to back up what they're saying, and you're actually making yourself unhealthy. But you can do whatever you want to do. That's not my job. I'm not the food police. I'm not here to disparage anybody. If you want to continue to do it, go ahead. But understand the risks. You're reducing your lean muscle mass, and you're absolutely increasing your risk of osteoporosis. So other than that, it's great. Well, there'd be things like, what would be complex carbs? Cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. Instead of a white potato, it would be a sweet potato. Instead of white rice, it would be wild rice. I mean, there's a whole list. You get a whole list of foods that the researchers developed that you could have. Not our list. This was developed by the top weight loss nutrition researchers in the world. Rated the #1 weight loss nutrition researchers in the world. Who do you want to listen to? An influencer? I don't even want you to listen to me. It's not my research. But are you trying to tell me you've ever seen? So Isabel, look at that result. Tell me what you think about that result, Isabel. That's what matters. 21 pounds, 38 inches in a month with no exercise allowed. Look at her day 1 stomach. Look at her day 30 stomach with no exercise. Isabel, please tell me. What do you think, Isabel? Is that unbelievable? It's not Photoshop. How do you do? Denimar, I promise I'll explain it to you in just a moment. So Empress Eve, please don't be mad at me, Empress Eve. I'm not trying to be, but I'm a scientist. I'm the canary in the coal mine. I'm screaming and saying, stop all these insane diets. And yet, Empress and also Isabel and everybody else, and I promise, Denimar, I'll tell you in a moment. Look at this. Empress, look at that. 70 pounds and 54 inches in a month. Now, the other thing I want all of you to see, right above his picture, do you see it there in blue? The new health conversation. So Isabel or Empress Eve, that's a free website, a free medical website. If you go to the new health conversation, you can see it there in blue, we won't contact you. We shouldn't have to contact you. The medical proof, but if you like what you see, Empress, you can scroll down and get a free coach. The coaching's free the whole time, free, everybody. There's no charge for coaching. We don't sell you anything. You don't buy anything from us. Now, Denimar, I'm going to explain to you, and I guess Empress, you came on, you didn't hear this either. So let me go and explain to you what they did. The researchers figured out here's why diets can't possibly work. The human body has no idea what a calorie is. Someone before was brilliant enough to give the definition of a calorie. Here's what a calorie is. It's the amount of heat it takes to raise a gram of water 1 degree Celsius. You're never hungry for calories. Your body has no idea what a calorie is. So here's why diets don't work. So whether it's you, Empress, or anybody else, the body has a minimum amount of nutrition that it needs from fats, carbs, you heard me say carbs, and proteins. Minimum to run all the organs in the body. So the body's using the nutrients in those different combinations to fuel the brain, the heart, the kidney, the liver, the lungs, etc. Okay? When you go on a diet, here's the downfall. It has nothing to do with counting calories. You're lowering the amount of food you're consuming, which immediately means you get less nutrition. When that happens, your brain freaks out, goes in starvation mode, immediately stops you accessing the fuel in your fat cell and turns to your muscles for fuel. This is established science. When that happens, as your body begins to use your muscles for fuel, the brain doesn't have a choice. It begins to slow your metabolism down. You've all experienced it. You lose weight right away. And then all of a sudden, oh, I only lost like 4 ounces this week. Oh, but I'm going to keep going. Until you realize that you're at a plateau, and no matter what you do, and no matter how less and less and less you eat, you still can't lose any weight because you've messed up your metabolism. But also what you do by going in these crazy diets, when you lose lean muscle, what else does the body slow down? Your own immune system. You're literally making yourself unhealthy by going on these crazy diets. Low carb, paleo, keto, Mediterranean, time restricted eating, the Cornish diet, the zone diet, the blood type diet, Jenny Craig, Weight Watch, none of them work long term. We have 80% of America overweight, 50% obese, 50% pre-diabetic. Enough said. So what did they do differently here? The researchers said we need to come up with a different way. We're going to go out and find foods only based on how much nutrition, not on the quantity of the food. So they put together a food list that 30% of what you would, so take your groceries, what you spent last month on groceries, take only 30% of that this month, you'll be able to buy 30% of the food you need for a month from your grocery store. Proteins, fats, carbohydrates, vegetables, and fruits, okay? And the list of which ones, for example, like if it's meat, if you're doing steak or hamburger, it has to be grass-fed finished, not just grass-fed. That's an example. If you're gonna have butter, it needs to be grass-fed butter. That's just an example. If you're doing carbohydrates, they have to be complex carbohydrates. It's all laid out for you. You don't have to figure out a darn thing. Okay, so that's 30%. What about the other 70% of the food she consumed? Aha, didn't come from North America. Came from other researchers who had gone for 20 years around the world to areas like in Russia and Mongolia and Tibet and South America, New Zealand. Some of the nutrients they found are being taken by people who live and be 100 years old and they don't get sick. So 70% of the food came from these exotic food sources that you would buy directly from the suppliers who also, that's 70%, they give you 100% of your money back in the first 30 days if it doesn't work. What's your risk? You're going to let your skepticism maybe hold you back from changing your life? Okay, so now they have the ingredients. 30% from the grocery store. I went over that. Fats, carbs, proteins, vegetables, and fruit. And the other 70% from these foods around the world. Then they created 2 new ways of consuming food. So 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. What? Yeah, you heard me. Empress, are you listening? She had 4 meals a day. She started with these exotic foods. That was breakfast, meal number 1. Meal number 2, lunch from the grocery store list. Meal number 3, dinner from the grocery list. And a 4th meal after dinner, these exotic foods. Empress and everybody else, nobody was hungry. Nobody was hungry, okay? Then 2 days a week, this will spin all of you, she did a 48-hour, what's called intermittent nutritional fast, not fasting, not water fasting, not time restricted eating. On those days, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods around the world, but this time they had her eating 8 times a day, 8 times a day. Very small quantities of food, what you would consider normally, but huge amounts of nutrition. Nobody was hungry on this. The diabetics thrived on this. They proved in a month hunger in the people in the studies went down 41%. Because obviously in her case, she lost almost her weight in 30 days. She needed to lose 35 pounds. I think she lost it in 7 or 8 weeks as it turned out. But it was a pretty good start to lose 21 pounds in just the first 30 days. And she's kept it off for 8 years. Because the key to this is maintenance. That's what we're going to teach you. We were taught, as a matter of fact, you all get, including you, Empress, you get, this is what the medical researchers developed. It's called the blueprint for success. These yellows, they're all daily videos from the researchers teaching you how to do this, why you're doing it, what are the medical results. Most important thing, why it's safe. They proved it was safe because people lost no muscle. They gained 6 to 9% lean muscle and no one was allowed to exercise. No exercise at all, because they didn't want exercise to be an outlier. You can exercise in this if you want. Absolutely. You could. That's why. But also, you get a coach for free. You've never done this before. So she's not the only one. Let's take a look real quick. We'll go through this. Look at Julie. 35 pounds in 37 days. Look at the change in her body. Now, if you think it's Photoshop, then you probably came to the wrong podcast. We don't make up anything. Look at her body. Look at the change. Can any of you even believe it's the same woman? The next one, you'll swear it's a different woman. It's the daughter of a friend of mine who's a realtor. All these are about 8 years old, and they've all kept the weight off. Where do you see April? Look at this, everybody. Empress, look at that. 60 pounds in 3 months. Look at her face. Look at her arms. Look at her stomach. What do you think, Denimar? Am I making sense? Are you understanding? Yes. Wow. Yeah. But everybody, look at that. What do you think about it? Empress, tell me. What do you think about that picture? Is that just nuts? Yes, Jeff he's like our world record holder. It's true. But look, would you be unhappy, Empress, with basically 20 pounds of, well, that you can see, she averaged 20 pounds a month. That's when we started out looking at Kristen, she lost 20 pounds in a month. That's about it. But look at, where do you see this? Look at this gentleman, Empress. Older guy, 40 pounds and 52 inches in 30 days. Look at his stomach. Least important part of his story, Empress. Look at his blood work. A1C, 8.4 to 6.4. Triglycerides, 242 to 124 in 30 days. Who does that? Who does that with no exercise? Now do I have all of your attention? And again, I want to show you all the free website right above the picture, the New Health Conversation. There's no gimmicks, there's no tricks. We had a lady on just before who said, I asked her, did we contact you? No. You get to choose. If you like the medical proof, then see free coaching. Scroll down, you get a free coach. And like I told you, 70% of what you're going to buy comes with a 100% money back guarantee, because 30% of your food's coming from the grocery store, and I don't think they're going to give you a refund. You don't have to have a reason. You could actually do you could do 30 days, lose 20 pounds, and you could rip them off, I guess, if you want. They don't question. If you want your money back, they give it to you. Because 99.9% of the time, this works for almost everybody. Nothing's 100%, of course. I know it's too good to be a totally different person. Oh, you think, you're telling me, Empress, that you're talking about that, am I correct? Just give me a yes, is that what we're referring to? It's the same person. It's the daughter of a friend of mine. It's the daughter. I'm not going to Photoshop my daughter's, my daughter. My friend's daughter, so my daughter. I don't have a daughter. I have 2 sons and 4 grandkids. That's all good. But Empress, if that's real, okay, are you shocked? Give me an adjective to explain to me what you think about that picture. And try to compare that with a low-carb diet. It's not even it's not on the same planet. Empress, I feel like we're friends now, okay? Look, I'm really a very, very nice person. I'm a scientist, I'm a researcher. And Empress, all I want you to know is we only present medical proof. We don't have to make up anything, because we got story after story like this, just like you're looking at there. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you all the website just to take all the fear out of you. Here's the website, everybody. There's nothing to buy on that website. Like one is a podcast with the #1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. And he talks about how the fact they discovered this, and they'll never recommend any form of traditional diet ever again. They said it would be unethical. They said, Peter, why would we put people on diets in 8 weeks where they're losing, up to 40% of the lean muscle mass, when they can lose the kind of weight they've lost on this in a week and gain 6 to 9% lean muscle mass? There's nothing to buy. That's it on the website. There's nothing. You can see you can actually see the research studies, and then on number 4, you get more before and afters where people lost 100 pounds with no loose skin. How cool is that? Pretty cool. Well, it's not that I want you to watch the videos. What I'm saying to you is, so Empress, at the website, you can see the videos. I think that, is that what you're talking about? Just give me a yes. I'm pretty sure that's what you meant. Wow. Katie Ruth West. Oh, Katie. Hey, how are you, Katie? You were on last week and we had a wonderful conversation, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So nice to have you join us today. I was. And oh, you're already watching them on the website. And are you clear when you like what you see, scroll down and you get a free coach? Empress, I was on. Okay. Did you get a chance to watch all the videos, or did you watch some of them or just part of them? I'm just curious. And what's your thought? What did you think about the interview with Dr. Arciero? Wasn't that pretty amazing? If you did watch it, that's the most important one. That 60 minutes that'll change your life. Oh, okay. You're watching me over the world's expert? I'm very flattered. No, it's really pretty amazing. But at least, Empress, you have a new alternative at a minimum, correct? At least you have a different alternative that you can explore and see, but you get to make your own comparison. That's what we feel so you. Oh my gosh, you're making me laugh. But Empress, and for all of you, listen, our job is to make you aware. Our job is not to convince you. Our job is certainly not to sell you. But when you look at something like that, like Jeff lost 70 pounds and 54 inches in 30 days, the new health conversation. So do you see, Katie, what I was talking about yesterday? Do you see what we're producing? Katie, have you ever seen anything like that? I mean, I'm asking you, Katie. It's really, I think it works, everybody. I'm speculating that it works. I'm being silly. So let's see. I'm going to end this. Let's see. I've been an hour 40 minutes. Let's say I'll go max another 10 minutes. So who would else like to? Let's get some more taps on that screen. Sandstar and everybody else. I'm not picking on you, Sandstar. But if I can get some more taps, let's get to at least 6,000 likes. We're only at 5,700, right? So who else would like to ask me a question? Any question, it's fine. Like the live. Good, Empress. I'm glad you learned something. Yeah. Well, that's the most I've ever seen, Katie. That is the most I've ever seen. I mean, I think I showed you Curtis before. I mean, he's an older guy. To lose 40 pounds in a month is pretty crazy. But to think that our poster child here lost 70 pounds and 54 inches in 30 days. I mean, that's the most I've ever seen, Katie. I've never seen anyone more than that. But obviously, you know it works. Everybody knows it works. It's doing it. It's just that it really sounds too hard to believe that something like this actually exists, but it does. So who else would like to ask me a question? We're at 5,900. Come on, I see those hearts coming. I know we can get to 6,000. Come on, don't let your fingers do the walking. Well, it used to be let your fingers do the walking through the yellow pages. I'm dating myself. But people remember that. Remember when that? Wait a minute, where did the yellow pages go? There's no more yellow pages. I looked up one day and the yellow pages were gone. I'm grateful for GPS, I will say that. I still have the Rand McNally maps in my car, you missed the turn, you were really screwed. I used to, when I was on the road a lot, this was years ago when I was using Rand McNally, I remember being like in Philadelphia one time, and I just couldn't find this location, no matter what I did. Where was GPS when I needed it? That's what this is, everybody. This is a nutritional technology. It's not supplements. It's not a diet. It's not nutrition. It's a completely new way of living your life long term. That's why it's called R2M, race to maintenance. Isn't that just, oh, we're at 6,400. You guys went right through 6,000. Phew, like right through no, don't go through stop signs. I don't want to be accused of telling people that. So again, all of you must be liking the content very much. I really, really am appreciative. Almost 6,600 likes now. Let's keep tapping, everybody. Don't get too tired. So who else would like to ask me a question? Alex Alpha. Wow, cats and all kinds of carrots. And I know that's all good stuff, but don't think I don't appreciate it. It's just that when it comes to TikTok, I'm like really a novice. My son was the one that convinced me to do it. I wasn't going to do it. Should I confess and tell you, I really thought TikTok was like 12-year-old girls showing you how to put makeup on. Nothing wrong with that, but it wasn't for me. Boy, was I wrong. This has been the greatest platform that I've ever seen, and I really work hard to make sure we stay within the community guidelines for all of you, that everything we present to you is in the public domain. You can actually go and see it. You can read it yourself, but we've just made it easier for you by putting it on that website, The New Health Conversation, where you can see all the medical proof. And then if you like what you see, then you can get a coach for free. You've never done anything. We got coached. I got coached. I didn't know how to do this. You got to understand, when the researchers invented this, they didn't know if it was going to work. It was a theory. I'm serious. They didn't know. Because they'd done about every other diet out there, and they had failure after 40 years, 100 studied thousands of people. But they saw that consistent pattern. When they put people on diets, they always lost weight initially, and 2/3 of them gained more weight than they lost in the long run. And the only thing you should care about is the long run, not the short haul. Oh, Sherry Blanco. All right, Sherry. So let me go real quick for you before I end. So would you like to know how she did that, Sherry? Give me a yes, because I'm happy to explain it to you, because I'm gonna quit in about 6 minutes, which I can go over exactly what she did. Just tell me if you want the if you'd like me to explain. Okay, so first of all, Sherry, I have to tell you what doesn't work. What doesn't work is calorie counting. Big reason for that is the human body has no idea what a calorie is. Sherry, if you don't know what a calorie is, I'm going to give you the definition. It's not when you're hungry, you're not hungry for calories. A calorie is simply a measurement. It's the amount of heat it takes to raise a gram of water 1 degree Celsius, nothing less and nothing more. Your body runs not on calories, but here's the simple principle. Our bodies run on a minimum amount of nutrition from proteins, fats, carbs, vegetables, and fruits. That's how it works. When you go on a diet, you're reducing the quantity of food you're consuming. What else are you reducing, Jerry? You're reducing nutrition. When that happens, your brain begins to figure out there's not enough fuel to run the brain, the heart, the kidneys. Because see, all our organs run on nutrition. They don't run on calories. So the body immediately freaks out, goes in starvation mode, and prevents you from burning the fat stored inside the the energy stored inside the fat cell. So now it needs energy or we're going to die, because we need fuel to run our body. So what does it do? It turns to our muscles for fuel. And as the body begins to use muscle for fuel, the brain doesn't have a choice. It slows your metabolism down. That's why, sure, you lose weight initially on these diets. Then it slows down. Then it's a trickle. Then you plateau. And no matter what you do, you can't lose any more weight. So eventually you quit. You gain all the weight back, and then you look for a new diet. That's our rhythm. Because right now we have 80% of America overweight, 50% obese, 50% pre-diabetic. So, Sherry, do you think that's working? It's not. So the researchers did something different. They said, we're going to find food groups that have, first, the only requirement was more nutrition with less quantity of food. So they developed a grocery list, but only 30% of the food that she actually ate or consumed came from the grocery store, organic. And they gave her a list, not just a list, but the quantities, not calorie counts, but the serving size of what they wanted her to eat. Proteins, fats, carbs, vegetables, and fruits. 30%, okay? The other 70%, here was the key, came from other researchers who for 20 years had gone around the world, had physically gone to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet and the Himalayas, South America, New Zealand, to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition, but small quantities of food. So that's what they were going to eat. But wait a minute, it's not what they were going to eat, it's how were they going to eat, when were they going to eat, etc. So they developed 2 new, let's call them recipes. 5 days a week, Sherry, you'd be having 4 meals a day. Yep. Starting with these exotic foods, that's meal number 1. Meal number 2 is lunch from from the grocery store. Meal number 3, dinner from the grocery store. And a 4th meal from these exotic foods. So 5 days a week, 4 meals a day. That's called protein pacing. It's patented by the researchers. By the way, the researchers who created this, they don't have any products. They don't have a company. They don't sell anything. You don't buy anything from us. You're either buying 30% from the grocery store or the other 70% of your food from these nutrients from around the world from these other suppliers. So 5 days a week, 4 meals a day. 2 days a week, you do something called intermittent nutritional fasting. Not water fasting, not time-restricted eating. On those days, Sherry, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods from around the world. But this time you eat 8 times a day. What? Yes. You're eating about every hour and a half. Nobody was hungry, Sherry. Nobody was hungry. Because it never had anything to do with the quantity of food we were consuming. It only had to satisfy your body how much nutrition were you getting. Your hunger came from lack of nutrition, not from lack of food. Pretty simple principle. Not really, because it took them 40 years to figure it out. So, there's a result. That's not Photoshop, Sherry. So that's 5 pounds a week and 38 inches in 30 days with no exercise allowed. They actually wore Fitbits to prove they weren't exercising, but look at her stomach area. Look at that, from her hips up day 1 to day 30. Do you see that, Sherry? Is that unbelievable? Is that just crazy? Now let me show you 3 other quick pictures of befores. Look at Julie here, Sherry, 35 pounds in 37 days. 35 pounds in 37 days. No exit. Look at her body. Look at how much she shrank, Sherry. Is that crazy? You're saying it is, it's crazy, right? Are you agreeing with me? You have a big smile. I hope you're smiling. I'm a really nice person. I'm this mad scientist, but trust me, I'm really a nice guy. And nothing, I don't want you to believe me, Sherry. I really don't. I tell people all the time, I'm the researcher of the researchers. That's what we're doing for you. We're bringing you the research. Now let's look at my friend's daughter. Now this one you will think, Sherry, tell me, is it the same woman? 60 pounds in 3 months. Or did we just bring in a different model and stuck her in the photo there? But look at her face. Look at her arms. Look at her stomach area, Sherry. What do you think about that? Look at that. What do you think? Is it the same woman, Sherry? I need to know. Tell me what you think. So am I gaining some credibility with you? You know I'm not lying. We're not making this up, right? It's too good to be true, right? And like I said, the thing I think that's so amazing about the next picture, Sherry, if you look at it, he lost 40 pounds and 52 inches in 30 days, but he's an older guy. Look at his stomach. But Sherry, look at his blood work. Look at it, see it in the green up there, lab work before and after. A1C, 8.4 to 6.4. Look at the triglycerides, 242 to 124. Sherry, that's in 30 days, not 30 weeks, 30 days. Sherry, have you ever seen anything like this? Ever? Ever? Have you ever seen anything like this? Give me a yes. I hope it's a yes or no. I mean, give me a no that you've never seen anything like this before. Because it doesn't exist until now. No one's ever seen anything like this. Is that hopeful? And so then, before I close out, I want to make sure you understand and give me a yes. So Sherry, you can go see the actual medical proof. Do you see it right above his picture in blue? The new health conversation, no spaces. You type that in Google, it takes you to the website. If you like what you see, once you see the medical proof, because we won't contact you. We don't do that, okay? You then can scroll down and you get a free coach. Also, I should tell you, Sherry, that 70% of what you're going to spend in a month from these suppliers, they give you a 100% money-back guarantee in the first 30 days. No gimmicks, no tricks. You don't have to have a reason. It'll say right on the website, 100% money-back guarantee. That's what they're referring to, not us. We don't sell you anything, so we can't give you 100% of your money back because you're not sending us any money. I know it sounds good to be true. So Sherry, is the thumbs up telling me that you understand you can go to that website? I want to make sure you understand because that's where all the medical proof is, the new health conversation. Yes, beautiful. And you understand, Sherry, that if you go, I sound like a lawyer or something. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just making sure I'm being uber careful that you understand. Once you go to the website, if you like what you see, you can scroll down and you can get a free coach. There's no gimmicks. And the coaching's free the whole time, Sherry. Not just initially to get your weight off you, but teaching you how to keep it off. And they'll do things like send you the blueprint for success. And they're going to coach you live. They'll text you, call you, email you as you're going through this with you to make sure, well, to support you, number one, and excite you and be there to, be your cheerleader, but also in case you have questions that aren't answered, they'll go over all that with you. But this blueprint is incredible. Each one of these yellows are daily videos from the researchers, Sherry, not from us. It includes things like, and I think you can almost read it there, recommended food list and the daily schedules. And those little boxes are daily videos from the #1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. This was developed. This took a long time, a lot of money. It's actually, I had done most of it, spent my own money to develop it, and the researchers were so impressed with what I had created. They said, look, let's help you make it better. So they helped create the food list. Those food lists didn't come from me. They help modify the daily schedules because how you take it, when you take it, how much you take it is critical to how it all works. Our coaches teach you all of that, if that makes sense. Got it? Yeah, I know. Wow. So Sherry, are you excited? Let me at least be guardedly optimistic, okay? You can be guardedly optimistic. Let's just say that, all right? Because I understand nothing's 100%, but I'm telling you, this is about 99%. Now, I mean, Jeff, you've got to admit, it's almost crazy. I debated whether I should even show that because people would think that I photoshopped it, but it's real. So even if you went down to Chris, but she only had 35 pounds to lose. I mean, he had like 150 pounds to lose. So it's not really a fair comparison. But for her to lose 21 out of 35 pounds she wanted to lose in just 30 days, Sherry, isn't it wonderful? So the opportunity for all of you is really to change the rest of your lives if that's what you want to do. Or you can continue to go on these diets that are it's a dead end street. You're going to lose the weight, you're going to gain it back, and then you're going to look for a new diet. Your search is over. You don't have to do it anymore. You don't have to search. This is the solution. Not because Peter Greenlaw says so, because I've presented you hopefully with the irrefutable medical proof to all of you. Okay? So Sherry and Empress Eve and everybody else, oh my God, we're at 7,400 likes. Just give me a few, let's get to 7,500. I don't always look at that because I'm so concentrated on trying to explain to all of you how this is really complicated stuff that I'm really making a great attempt. Oh, there goes some more hearts. Let's get some more hearts to get to 7,500. And then I'm going to end this. I will say again, I'll probably come back on with another live today at 11:30 Eastern Standard, 10:30 Central, 9:30 Mountain, and 8:30 Pacific. I usually try and do 4 of these a day, about every couple hours, because I need to rest my voice a little bit. Okay, we're at 7,500. Thank you all so much for supporting this. And here's what I would invite all of you to do. Your friends, your family, anybody that can go to that website. It's free. We won't contact them if they go there. Only if they like what they see, then they can scroll down and they can get a free coach. Okay? All right, everybody. Wow, 7,700. Should I stay for 8,000? You guys are all spoiling me. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go for 8,000. I'll go 5 more minutes, see if we can get to 8,000. Come on, let's tap the heck out of that thing and get it to 8,000. You're all so wonderful. And what's so great about this one today, I didn't have any trolls. Trust me, I get them. They tell me that I'm a grifter. He's full of BS. Really? Let's see. I wrote 4 best-selling books to some of the top medical doctors in the world. I did 20 shows on PBS, public broadcasting. I was interviewed on the 4 biggest daytime shows in America, and I did over 1,500 live lectures around the world. And I've spoken in universities and medical schools and towns. I was a keynote speaker at Autism, one of my biggest honors, at Autism One in Chicago 2 years in a row. I understand why they're all skeptical, but we didn't have one bad. I mean, bad for me, not bad for you. Oh my God, we're at 8,100. Okay, you guys you've done a wonderful job. I'm going to rest my voice, and I'll be back on, like I said, 11:30 Eastern approximately this morning. Gosh, thank all of you for being here. It just means the world to me that all of this research, after 23 years of pouring my heart and soul into this, that finally, well, now we have the medical proof to back it all up. I didn't have that for 22 years. Didn't. Now we have it. Okay, everybody. Sherry, Empress, all of you, have a great rest of your day, evening, afternoon, because this does go all over the world. Thanks, everybody.